What's good, everybody? It's your gearhead, Mr. Logic himself, yo. Allow me to introduce my lovely co-host.
Hey guys, it's your girl Nate. Hi, Princess Wave. Princess Wave. How are you?
Hey guys, it's Adrian. Princess Wave. Princess Wave.
Make sure this is your first time and you hit that like and subscribe button. You already know what time it is, yo. And as you know, this is one thing for sure, two things for certain. So, as we carry tradition, you know what it is, yo. It's been a stressful week for a lot of us, yo. So I want to actually get into it. How is your week so far?
Dude, I have the fattest, ugliest knot in my back, in my neck.
Ooh.
And it hurts.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. My back is fucked up. I mean, I think I mentioned it once that I have like mild scoliosis and I slept wrong.
Sure, that was the reasoning for it. I'm just saying, you sleep wrong, you didn't fall, you didn't.
I didn't fall, you guys. I wasn't pushed down the stairs or anything.
He wouldn't do that to me.
Nobody fucking sucks. I'm at work. I'm at work. And my manager calls me and I'm like, yes. And then she starts laughing. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I can't move my neck. I have to move my entire body every time I have to like talk to you.
Jesus Christ, you were stiff? What do you need? Like a muscle relaxant?
I don't know. It's like right here.
Nah, you need an Asian lady walking on your back.
I do. I need an Asian lady walking on my back. If you guys ever know any Asian ladies, let me know.
I know plenty.
Yeah, I don't know any.
You know a couple. I know you know.
Not legally.
No,
really. Like if you ever go to Orlando, they got a whole bunch of them, bro. Like there's one that basically got shut down. They found over like 1,000 condoms stuck in the drain that were being flushed and whatnot, and that's how they got caught.
Yeah, can't flush
because
condoms.
their septic tank backed up, and
it says on the package, bad. Don't flush. You know, I was in Orlando and I saw we were on a music video, and there was this girl, like this lady, standing on the corner, right, like with a sign, like asking for help or whatever the case is, and she had a kid, and it was like, you know, like she was like facing traffic and like nobody really cared, but then she turned around and she had a fat ass. I'm talking about fat with a PH. Traffic slowed down, like
phenomenon.
Standstill. It was like, what? Orlando be having some hidden gems.
Yeah, true that. I agree. So that was what was encountered for your week. That's all. Nothing crazy. Nothing.
Smells amazing.
Your ADD is kicking in. How was your weekend, G?
You phenomenal. I'm in that mode. I'm doing it. I'm whipping out projects. And
doing it and doing it and doing it wrong. Doing it and doing it and doing it wrong.
Yo, we're having a good time. It was a good week.
Well, what event was it?
I don't know. Oh, we did. So this week I think we did an all girls party in Wynwood, which was cool.
Like OF themed or
no, like just like girl DJs, like really doing their shit.
Okay.
But then
some of them are really talented though.
Super, but they didn't allow like any boys inside, so girls could really like vibe out and not be like guys coming behind me trying. Yeah. So
hold on, wait a minute. What do you mean? Okay.
Bill,
hear me out.
Weird, bro.
No, I don't deny that.
With some liquor too,
but why? How that would like? I feel like. Imagine you like, yo, men only. We ain't fucking with that shit. Ain't nobody going in.
Hell no.
However, but you would honestly think you would have more fun at a club with just women?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, the girls are having a blast.
Yeah.
A blast. You don't
it's not that I'm not looking at you sideways. I just like women, not all, like, you know, attention. So it's like, surprisingly, I mean, I get it because there are some creeps out there, yo. Like, you ever seen that one dude? Like he be standing off in the corner, but he looking at that one girl like a fucking murderer, yo. And he's just like,
my entire life, whenever I went to any club, yes.
Yo, there was literally this video of this girl. She's like with her friend at the club, and she turns around and she screams, and her friend's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "A man." And I'm like, I feel her.
A man.
Shit. Just a random man.
It'd be like that though. So your week?
Yeah. So we did that. That was fun. Today I went to a high school with some artists, and they performed. And that was cool because
like for the kids type.
Yeah, like they were adults. I mean, they were like fucking high schoolers though. I mean, I'm not all adults, but the senior class.
Like Abbott Elementary.
No.
Like have you seen Abbott
Elementary?
Yes,
it's the greatest show. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, we did that. That was cool. I haven't done that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that. So that was cool. And then, we had a churrasco sandwich yesterday. Boy, I'll tell you what. Toro Loco. Not a sponsor, but damn, they go crazy.
No, they go in. I think I do a better churrasco. Personally, I love to cook.
Bring it.
Churrasco.
Bring it next Friday.
Churrasco.
Churrasco.
Grr.
Raw
Wow.
XD.
You know what? Leave me alone.
So great week. How was yours, man?
Oh, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm pissed as shit.
Oh, I know. I can't. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell
Oh,
them.
man.
Do you want to hold Zia?
Hell's no. She doesn't deserve that negative energy.
It's very true.
You're right. You're right. Oh, you guys hear her? She's so cute. I think she misses her dad.
Maybe.
I'm right here.
You wish.
You'd father nobody.
Nah, yo, this week was definitely something different.
Yeah, she definitely
A
wants
lot
to go to
of-
her dad. It's okay, Bobby.
a lot of things I learned that I had to come to reality where, you know, it's easy keeping it real with others, but this week I have to keep it real with myself. A lot of shit went sideways. We'll get more into it as, you know, we talk about the topics today. But what I do say is sometimes you got to sit back and understand that you could be the problem of a certain situation, especially when you're the common denominator. Now, that doesn't mean you're a negative person, but it means that you honestly could drive yourself mad by doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
And that was my case. So I choose to now go against the grain even more than ever. And be honest, it's showing a side of me that many people haven't seen. But like I always say 1,000 times, I'm not responsible for the person you bring out. You are. So you either bring out the best of me or the worst of me. However you bring out the worst of me, you best be willing to deal with those repercussions because I don't come out like that naturally.
Yeah.
With that being said,
With that being said.
why don't you bring us into our first topic?
So for our first topic, we really wanted to shed some lights and just, you know, discuss what's going on right now in the world. Specifically, you know,
Palestine.
exactly. Jason, why don't you bring us into that?
So I want everyone to understand something. A lot of people were scared to talk about this conversation of getting canceled and whatnot because it's so extreme. And it's really unfortunate. As you guys see, the world's on fire, bro. We got so much shit going on. And what really hurt my heart is, and I'm going to say it like this, and I don't care if you agree with me or not, truth is truth and facts is facts. The moment you have to use violence in any shape or form to push out your agenda, you are not a radical group. Doesn't matter. And the reason why I say that is, as we know, these guys have been at war forever. But unfortunately, it's never the ones who do the bad deed that are the ones who affect. It's always the innocent. And the innocent is children, grandparents, and women. And I just want to basically put out there, yo, I don't pick a side. You walk down the middle, man, because truth is these radical groups, it's murder. It's chaos. There's nothing structured about it. There's no reasoning you could tell me that means you're right. And the sad part is the hate that's coming from it on both sides is ridiculous because the same people who are talking shit and support, whether it's Israel or Palestinian, you're not out there.
Mhm.
You're not the one getting fucked up. You're not the one fighting for your life. You're not the one having to basically have your compound blown up and deal with debris hitting you and fighting for your life. So it's very easy for people to be like, oh, I stand with Palestine or I stand with Israel and fuck these people and fuck that people. It's such a deep-rooted issue that it's really unfortunate, especially in our lifetime, because the more things change, the more they happen to stay the same. This is not something new. This has happened across almost every fucking type of culture there is. The Indians versus the U.S., you get what I'm saying? In Africa, the Tutsis versus the Hutsis, the Germans versus the Jews. This is something that it's like the ones in power are the ones you got to look at. They're the ones sending these people to their death. They're not there on the front lines. They're just there pushing a button, instigating while innocent people are losing their life. And I stand here to say, like, yo, I don't care what you say, how you put it. I will never stand with those who inflict pain on innocent people. It's a tiring situation. It's a scary situation. Just like today being Friday the 13th, the leader of Hamas basically just called for every Muslim to carry out jihad. In case you guys didn't notice today, Dade County took that as a very serious notation. They had extra cops at the school system telling everyone to be alert. This is real life. Now, while we're here debating on stupid shit, the world's on fire right now. It's in our backyard, but eventually it's going to come to the front yard. You can't ignore that fact. Wrong is wrong. And where I stand on it is you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? And I told you guys earlier, hell and war will always be worse than hell, because at least if you're in hell, you deserve to be there. But in war, the ones who suffer are children, grandmothers, grandparents, and women who have nothing to do with. They're the ones who suffer at the hands of man who decide to destruct instead of rebuild. And you can say whatever you want. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Two wrongs don't make a right. Just like, especially as a black man myself, yes, my ancestors were enslaved. Yes, my ancestors were beaten, brutally murdered. We know this, right? But the moment I use the same methods of violence to go at them, I lose that fight, because you lose yourself. There's the popular saying, in the pursuit of revenge, build a grave for two. The one for the person you're fighting and the one for yourself. And that's really unfortunate. What do you think about it?
Honestly, you know, I do agree with what you're saying. Feel like the world is on fire right now. It's honestly really tragic what's going on. And, you know, it really sucks that whenever times like this happens, all we can really say is like thoughts and prayers, you know, because you want better change, you know, you want to feel like you make a difference.
You know who really shocked the shit out of me? Ben Shapiro.
Really?
Because you're inciting violence with your platform,
right?
You know, against the Palestinians, and it's like, you're a coward. You're here safe in the States. You're
what
not.
Did he say?
He's basically supporting Israel on their actions. And it's, again, two wrongs don't make a right. And it's like Andrew Tate even went back and forth with him. I don't like either. However, I find it so hypocritical and amazing that here you are in the States inciting violence amongst people who really ain't done nothing to you. But yet you want to incite violence. It's the most cowardly thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have a fight going on, you know, and you got that one dude that's instigating the whole shit. That's literally the worst person in that area, because they're just inciting violence. And that's what he's doing with his platform. Yeah. And it amazes me that he hasn't been canceled for that or demonetized. Again, if we were to do it, it's a done deal. But if he gets a pass, I'm like, yes, you're Jewish. I understand that. But you cannot justify the killing of innocent people.
Right.
You are dead wrong for that. And personally, he deserves to get his ass beat. I call it how I see it. You deserve a beating worse than a fat man's heart for what the fuck you're putting out there. Stop the hate already. Because everything that you try to be structured and correct on goes out the window when you want to talk about how black people are the most dangerous force against themselves, how basically BLM is a problem. But here you are on your platform inciting violence against people who have done nothing to you. You literally are benefiting off their backs. And with your platform, you're a coward, bro. You're a coward. You got little man syndrome. Straight the fuck up. Fuck that guy. What about you, Dream? What you think about the situation? Because
I had to go do my research, right? Because, you know, I don't know the history of everything. So I went because I don't like to be ignorant. And I learned. And basically what I learned was that, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm recalling it right, Palestinians had a nice country. Mm-hmm. The Israelis had nowhere to go because they got kicked out of their.
They gave them solace,
so they gave them a little place. It wasn't the best area, but you know, it was something. It's a home. And then the Israelis got greedy, and they're like, "Why don't we have that land that you guys have?" And they were like, "Well, it's ours." And they were like, "No, we're gonna have to take it." And then over time, like a 20, 30 year span, 40 year span,
60.
Oh, 60. Their land went like 10% of what they usually had. And then on top of that, then they forced them to a little Gaza strip, and then they make the only entrances to their military checkpoints, and they're on the opposite ends. So it's like, all right, you clearly are setting them up for failure. So I think it's a shitty situation.
I remember I saw a video in 2016, and it was a Israeli soldier throwing a grenade at an ambulance from the Palestinian that was helping Palestinian people. This is a war crime, mind you. And it's crazy that as much media coverage is going on right now regarding, you know, the Palestinians versus Israel, because when it was the other way around, unfortunately, there wasn't as much coverage. You know what I'm saying? And I think the media plays a devil's hand because they put out what they want to put out. They're not really pulling out the truth. So I would encourage each and every one of you to look into that and see what's going on. And again, It's not about choosing sides. There is no sides to choose. There's just wrong and right. And two wrongs don't make no right. It just needs to stop. And the thing that's crazy, this is something that goes back to biblical times. This is why they say the end of days are here, because this is something that's relevant to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Revelations, this is one of the signature things that happens that comes forth to with the coming of Christ and the end of the world of pure chaos. It's scary shit to think about. My main concern is the man called for violence globally. This is a person who holds no value, who is literally a demon walking. Anytime you call for violence toward innocent people, there's no reasoning for that. You're a piece of shit, bro. Straight up. And personally, as I said 1,000 times, one thing for sure, two things for certain, we don't walk on eggshells for nobody, and we speak our mind. So to the people who are affected, to the families of the Israelis, to the families of the Palestinian, we stand with you in solidarity of peace and love, yo. And we wish things weren't the way they are. But I would say stay, conscious, protect yourselves, and God willing, the shit comes to an end, because this is really heartbreaking, especially for the children.
Yeah, I agree. Good words, Jason.
Yeah, man. So as we get into our next topic, before that, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Honestly, you couldn't have said it any better. We do stand for the innocent people that are affected by this, and it really is tragic, because like all we want is for better change in this world, but unfortunately it's not like that most of the time.
Yeah, it's fucked out here. Adrian?
I don't know, man. That's the one time I don't have anything else to say. It's like it's just
because it's just really unfortunate.
Situation. It's like me saying anything would be like, I'm sitting here in the comfort of AC with water,
right?
And I'm like,
and that's what's crazy. As privileged as we are,
right?
People with the mentality that they have is like, yo, man, we deserve to basically lose all of this because we're too comfortable. If you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. And that seems to be the problem, especially in 2023, that we see that's going on. A lot of people stand for nothing, so they're falling for everything.
That's a
you know what I'm saying?
But I will say, though, it goes to show you who's really in control of things.
Facts.
That's all. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
All right, love, bring us into the next topic.
All right, so for the next topic, I really wanted to discuss the honeymoon phase that couples experience. My favorite.
I hate it.
I love it.
I hate the honeymoon.
The honeymoon phase in like relationships or newlyweds.
Yes,
I want to get into it because
even friendship has a honeymoon phase. Real shit.
Even
Does
friendships.
It? Yeah, because when you meet somebody new, you're technically on your best behavior because you don't know them.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That would be considered.
You're supposed to be on your best behavior when you meet people.
You're like, take me as I am.
I have met people, and within like 5 minutes of knowing me, someone around me would be like, he eats ass. And I'm over here like, that's the first introduction you want to give anybody about me?
Yo, that's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, I just
Do
accept
you?
it. Yes.
Well,
I love it.
I don't know, but
Boy.
something rubs me the wrong way whenever like somebody introduces themselves to me and like their initial reaction is like, something so crazy, oh my God, like I eat ass or this and that. And
I'm so sorry. It's not me though.
And I don't know. It's just like, we're not best friends, so don't treat me like one. Like you're super comfortable with just throwing out your personal information like that. Like,
Damn,
first of all, I don't trust you,
okay.
and are you probably like this with everyone? I don't know.
Too raunchy for you.
I don't know. I feel like,
you're like a more modest friend, a more kept private in their life.
More content.
More, a little.
There's nothing wrong with that. I agree with it.
Because I have met people before where that's their initial reaction with me. They're like, pretending like I'm their best friend. And at first, like, I didn't know any better, so I just went along with it. And it turns out that they do that with everyone that they meet. So it's like, first of all, you're not special. That person treats everyone like they're their best friends. And what does that really say about them? Like,
it's a placebo.
like, are they just spilling their secrets out like that? Like, have privacy for your life and like for your secrets? I don't know. But then I have friends in my life that it took months for us to develop a genuine friendship.
But the word genuine, that's what creates it to make it genuine, that it takes time to,
I guess. I guess I'm more into like genuine friendships because like once we've established that trust and you know our interests and whatnot, it's a good friendship.
Solid.
And I'll be there for you.
All right. So you guys were saying about the honeymoon phase. When it comes to honeymoon phase, what does that in detail for you?
So I'm not gonna go by like a Google definition, you guys.
No, go by your own experience.
Like, my own experience. For me personally, a honeymoon phase is very like a very lovey-dovey phase. You know, you're so in awe and in love with your partner, whether you're in like the first beginning stages of a relationship or, you know, first stages of like you're newlyweds, you know, you're married. And it's just that, like we barely fight because we're just so in love. And whenever an argument comes up, we just like work it out because, you know, we're just like so in love and, you know, and this and that.
Is it safe to say like the honeymoon phase, it makes you more accepting to bullshit than you normally would if you were past that phase?
Yeah, okay. I would agree to that.
What do you think about the honeymoon phase,
It's my favorite. It's so much fun.
That's your favorite?
Then when it's over, just break up like immediately because then it gets hard right after that. Like immediately all the.
And you did the 7-day trial on that bitch. It's like, yo, your trial has expired.
I think honeymoon will last like 6 months. They get a 6 months trial.
6 months
on average.
Yeah. I mean, if the person likes you and you like them, it should last for about like that long. But yeah, after that, no.
I'll be honest. I fucking hate the honeymoon phase. I think it's the fakest shit ever. Because really? I want to see you for who you really are. That whole thing of like being on best behavior for the time being, that's fake as fuck to me because it's not really who you are, and it can be misleading because when you start that honeymoon phase, this is like, oh, good morning, love, good morning, handsome. You know what I'm saying? That's ties into the honeymoon phase, and then when that comes to a stop, you automatically feel something's weird or something's off. And the reason why I hate the honeymoon phase so much is it's almost like you're putting on your best behavior till your probation's over. Then the true colors come out. And to me, the honeymoon phase is fake as fuck for that reason. I just don't like it. Show me who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Because especially at my age, I'm looking for something real. So I want to see you're ugly. One of the things I taught myself, you can't only fall in love with their beauty. You got to fall in love with their ugly. You got to really see if this is somebody you want to build with and really take and stride with. And that comes along with the negativities. You can't have the good without the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with the honeymoon phase being there, I think that's what's toxic to most relationships, especially in this day and age, because it's not, again, who you are. So imagine honeymoon phase, you're being sweet, you're cooking for the person, and then once it's locked down and official, you stop that habit.
But why?
And to me,
why that's so toxic.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. It's toxic, but that's what seems to end up always happening. Oh, you weren't like this in the beginning, and now
I've literally never ran into people who fake the funk at the beginning and then switch to a different person. You just meet the people who you meet. Now you're not gonna get like the angry version of them at the beginning if you guys went out to like.
Well, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it in the sense in the honeymoon phase, at least from my experience, because your experience is obviously different from mine. It's basically how genuine it is and how much effort they put into it.
So tell me your experience, like in the past, because obviously you're a different generation than we are.
You've been through it.
You know, like give us examples of honeymoon phases, like, you know, innocent, like child love, you know, when you're a young teenager, young adult, whatever, and then like honeymoon phases, like, you know, young adult, like.
So when I was a kid, the honeymoon phase was something that, you know, obviously you tell the girl you like her, she likes you, everything's going well. But again, on their best behavior, this is where they're trying to basically put on what I would call a front, an image that's not consistent to their true character. You know what I'm saying? The sweet gestures, the sweet notations. And it's like, to mix it up, it's like a guy, before you let him hit it, he's very conservative. He's bringing you flowers. He's being romantic. He's being chivalrous. And then you let him in and all that shit goes out the window. That's fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be like, yo, what the fuck was that all about? Why even do that if that's not really who you are? And it works the same thing from a different perspective, me being a male dealing with a woman, you know, keeping yourself uptight, keeping yourself healthy, following a proper regimen. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? I think you guys seen the video when it's like when you go on their first date, she's all petite and clean. And then by 6 months, she's eating like a fucking, you know, she going in the paint. And to me, I want to see you go into the paint. I want to see the real you. And I think that's what kind of makes dating so much harder now, especially as you got older, because you don't want to deal with that because you understand that honeymoon phase is only temporarily. A lot of dudes want what's real. You know what I'm saying? Honeymoon phase is like, yo, you're not even going to fart in front of your partner. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And that shit is crazy to me. Because it's like, but it's silly, but that's the truth.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Because after a couple months, after the honeymoon phase, you're just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
she let her rip.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't real relationship till you take a shit in front of each other. That's my always thing.
Oh my god, that is so. I feel like that's such an invasion.
I love popping into the bathroom when I take
what?
a shit.
Like if I'm peeing, that's fine. But like if I'm taking a shit,
I'll be like, that's disgusting.
I'm gonna make some breakfast.
Something climbed up your ass and died. No, but it's like, imagine. Okay. You guys have pets, right? Have you noticed when you take a shit, your dog or your cat comes in, and that's a way of them protecting you? It's the same thing when you're in a deep relationship. It's like, yeah, this is your most vulnerable moment. You're taking a shit, but it's also where you have some of the most dope conversations.
But like, pets don't judge you though.
No, if your man is judging you while you're on the bathroom, you need to lose that nigga because that means he ain't real with it. You know what I'm saying?
You're on the floor while you're in the bathroom.
Like when it comes to honeymoon, break that down. Like in your
my experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm currently in a relationship. We've been together for about a year and some months now. And I genuinely feel like we're still kind of in the honeymoon phase. So okay.
Why do you say that?
Okay, so
you're not farting in front of each other yet?
I think
no.
The thing is that my farts are silent.
Question. Have you farted in front of him before?
Or on him.
No, not on him.
Has he felt the vibration?
Well, I mean, I haven't had the chance to fart on him.
So that's what you gotta do tonight. You gotta go sit on his lap and be like, "Oh, I miss you."
Nah, you gotta basically, hold him under the covers, keep the covers.
Oh my god, that is so evil.
Like inhale, dog, inhale.
Nah, because if he did that to me, I'd be so fucked up right now.
With pink eye.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but let me just say like what brought up this inspiration for the topic. So I saw this video on Instagram and it was like a short 4-second, 5-second video of like a couple swinging. They were like on vacation and they're swinging in this really cute chairs, and they're on their honeymoon. And this lady video recorded them and like, here, you guys look so cute. I thought you wanted to have this. And so she told them like, oh my god, like enjoy your honeymoon phase because I know you're newlyweds. It doesn't last forever. And she was like pretty bitter about it. And the couple went on saying about how annoying it is that so many people have gone up to them and saying, hey, it's not going to last, so enjoy it while it lasts. And it's like, you know what?
Misery needs company.
I agree, because fuck those people who tell you, oh, the honeymoon phase is never going to last. Because it's like, you know what? Just because you're in a shitty fucking marriage doesn't mean you get to rub off all of that on me. If I'm happy with my partner, then that's
yeah, but they hide in support. Oh, I'm just looking out. Are you?
Are you really though? Because it looks like you don't want to root for my happiness. And you know what? I feel like that's not really talked about enough, because in the media, it always pushes on, okay, it's so great in the beginning because, it's like the man and the woman and they fall in love. And it's a combination of between lust and love. And then after they get married, the man's like, oh, wow. I love it when she cooks and cleans for me and like all pretty. It's very traditional. It's like, but and then all of a sudden things change because did you even like her in the first place? And I don't mean like love her because I know you love her. I mean like her. Like, do you enjoy spending time with her? Is she your friend, like your buddy, your best friend? Are you
on your best behavior to smash, or you actually genuinely care?
Exactly. And that's what's really fucking annoying with some men nowadays, because it's like, don't be on your best behavior to smash.
Well, if girls do the same thing too.
If you're just, if you guys are doing just like a casual relationship and you're both on that agreement, by all means, you guys are adults. But don't lie to each other, because then you're doing yourself a disservice in the future by like being a year or two in the relationship and all of a sudden, you can't show your true character because you're afraid of judgment from your partner. Like, that's messed up. And honestly, like, it helped that I was friends with my boyfriend before we started going out. And so, even when like I'm upset, like I'll tell him, sometimes I just want to rage out. Like I just want to So, don't take it personally.
It's essential though to be a friend with your man first.
And he doesn't take it personal. I let out my emotions and then we'll have a civilized conversation afterwards, Nobody gets hurt. It's just all about communication,
What do you think, Adrian?
I agree. I think, one thing I kind of told myself earlier in life was people like that you run into, like once they fail at any portion of their life, what they're going to do is give you advice based on their life. Which everybody does, right? So I don't
take it with a grain of salt.
But I just like, all right, cool, thank you. But yeah, a lot of people like the way life works out for them doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna work out for you. So you just take whatever, like take it with a grain of salt, ignore it. But nah, people are fucking miserable out here. I think the honeymoon phase is fun. I think it lasts as long as you want. If you guys started off like genuinely, like there was no, they faked it to get on your best behavior. Yeah. There was no like that you guys were friends before, like you had all these things that already built up. That's just gonna last forever. Because you're with somebody that you genuinely enjoy and you're having fun every day and you love them, they love you, and you're gonna run into problems, right? So you just
well, you see how you say you're gonna run into problems. Normal, I think that's why that's what makes it so critical about the honeymoon experience, is because again, they're not showing you the real you. Like all the skeletons in the closet are backed up. And it's like, okay, now that I have you, I could come full force of who I am. And that could be so disappointing over time, because it's like, damn, they installed an image in your head of who they were and it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of times what we hear is, my partner gave up. Imagine you're in a relationship in the beginning of the honeymoon phase, you're going to the gym, they're taking care of themselves. You get what I'm saying? Then after the phase, now you stop going to the gym. Now you stop putting in effort. And the thing is, I think people need to understand and remember, when you are in a relationship, and you said it last time, you have to constantly stay dating that person. You just can't fall back and be at easy because you got it in the bag now. Especially as men, we're always in competition mode. You know what I'm saying? That's where that whole saying, what you're not willing to do, the next person is. And that's where the honeymoon phase basically attacks that whole mindset. Because again, at least in my opinion, can't say it for everyone else, it's not sustainable. It really holds no substance. You know what I'm saying? You want to be pretty and all dolled up. And then now that you're in a relationship, you don't feel like you have to doll up like you normally do. Oh, he's going to accept me for who I am already. And that could be very discerning to your partner on both sides. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm with this man, honeymoon phase. He's opening the doors open for me. You know what I'm saying? He's being chivalrous. And now that
continue to do those
exactly.
things.
If you continue doing that, I don't consider that a honeymoon phase. You get what I'm saying? Because the love is as potent as it was before. Yeah. It's when the value of it goes down over time that I say is fake as fuck.
Right.
That's just, my input on it. Am I bitter? No, I just, I've been through some shit.
But listen, I'm gonna give you advice.
Demon.
One young cat to another.
Oh, I'm young. Thank you.
No, bro. You 30s. You ain't 30s.
Bitch, kiss my ass.
You young, dog. How you feel and how you are is two different things.
True.
But first of all, I don't think this is advice. Where do you find women that like be somebody different?
I know sometimes you tell me stories and I'm like, where are you finding these women?
Well, it's not where you find them. It's just what it is. Imagine this, right? And the best way to put it, we all have work 9 to 5s, right?
Yeah.
You know, that one coworker that comes in, he comes in on time. He's attentive. He's doing everything. He's going past. But after that probation period, now you notice he's showing up not on time. Now you know he's not taking initiative. Now you know, because he already has it in the bag. I think the problem is it's natural in our behavior to let our guard down because we are not comfortable. That's why one of the most powerful quotes when it comes to being successful, you have to constantly make yourself uncomfortable in order to basically obtain the things you want in life. Because when you're comfortable, that's when you basically get misled. Imagine, best analogy to put, right? If you notice, accidents, car accidents, motorcycle accidents, they usually happen around the house. Why is that? Because it's statistically shown your guard is naturally lowered when you know your area and where you're around. And it's the same thing in a relationship. Once you become familiar with that, you naturally let your guard down. That's human nature and that's human behavior. But because you do that, you leave room for voids and error to come towards your relationship. And you have to stay on point.
that's where the healthy communication comes in, because
You're
then
right.
when your guard is down, it's, you know, it's do your due diligence as a partner and be like, yo, babe.
But would you call that the honeymoon phase, or would you just call that? I call it being disciplined in a relationship.
I mean, yeah, you can call it whatever you want, because, you know, I was talking about this with my boyfriend the other day, and it's like, you know, we'll have like, let's say throughout the week, we're working our regular 9 to 5, you know, school, work is tough, and, you know, we'll just, you know, converse, nothing out of the normal. And then the weekend comes, let's say we have a day off and we want to go on a date. And it's like, it's as if like we're going on our first date again. Like we're just, because we have like similar interests and we're just giggling, hee hee ha ha, you know, having fun. And that feels like the honeymoon phase, like just like hanging out. Yeah, where someone looks at us and sees, wow, like we're probably like 3 months dating, and it's like, no.
But and another thing is the name. Think about it. Listen, it's in the title, honeymoon, right?
Phase. Yeah.
Phase. What is a phase? Something that's temporarily.
Semantics.
But at the same time,
am I wrong?
I know.
It's just a word made up for shit, because people like to topic everything.
Yeah.
No,
a good relationship has. A
good relationship
of honeymoon moments on a date. You guys went on.
There we go. Honeymoon moments. You want
honeymoon moments.
Sorry, grammar police.
Shit, I'm just putting it out there. Don't kill the messenger.
I'm just saying.
And it's healthy. You should have honeymoon moments, phases, whatever, constantly. You should have moments where you guys see each other after dating a year and be like, yo, it's like the first time I ever saw you. Like, you should have that constantly. And if you don't have that, that is not the right person. And if you keep telling yourself that it is, you're just stupid.
I can't fully agree with that. And I think, because I said it before, your partner gets sick. Like, to think that is always going to be consistent is basically beyond false expectations, you know, because stress happens, drama at your job. The person's not always going to be peachy and
but that's why it's moments.
You
have them in between that, like that. You're supposed to go through that and deal with that, because we're humans. Bro, you have a long day at work or stressful week. You're gonna want to. You're not gonna want to fuck. You're not gonna want to cuddle.
No, but what I'm saying is the honeymoon phase is. At least in my opinion, from what I'm just going based on my experience. I can't speak for y'all. It's just in the honeymoon phase, naturally the discipline, because you want the relationship so bad and you're so determined to make it work, you carefully balance that out. You don't bring it in. So afterwards, now you're bringing that shit in, and that's where shit can get misconstrued. Go ahead. Your hand was up first.
Okay. I think people should transition their honeymoon phase into honeymoon moments.
Drop it.
Mic drop.
So you think people should go? Hold on, let me get this straight. You think people should go from their honeymoon phase into honeymoon moments?
Yes, 100%. Because you want to go, like, what are you gonna do? Go into a relationship and be like, well, the first 6 months are gonna be perfect, and then it's gonna get hard. Or you're gonna be like, I'm in this relationship. It's gonna have great moments and bad moments, but I love her or him. It's cool, right? Like, yo, why would you think this way and put yourself in a box? It's like, for instance, you know, one thing I do that like stresses me, like puts me in a little box when I don't have to be. When I'm driving somewhere that I've been to plenty of times, like from my house here, and I put the GPS on during like rush hour traffic or something. It doesn't matter how long it's going to get here. And the whole time you're checking the GPS, like, has it gone up a minute? Has it gone down a minute? Am I there? Then you put no GPS and you're riding smooth. You're like, yo, whatever happens,
no pressure.
I'm going to get there. So why are you putting time limits? And I got to get the best months are going to be the first half a year.
Well,
don't put that on yourself.
I agree. You don't put that on yourself. But that's where that's the natural defeat of it all. You know what I'm saying?
I just think people are stupid. Nobody's giving them a good guidance at this point. Like, they're all lost, and then
because it's all. But if you think about it, it comes down to being emotionally charged as well. When you're emotionally charged, remember, emotions is like liquor. It impairs your ability to think and operate, function correctly. You know what I'm saying? Emotions could really throw you off. It's like when your boyfriend or your girlfriend calls you by your government, you automatically would assume something's wrong.
Bitch, what the fuck did you just
True or not? True or not?
Funny as shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if you don't call me baby, you say Jason. I'm either gonna be like, okay, she's upset. What the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you calling about my government? Are you upset?
Or
are you unhappy?
Did something happen? Are you
know what I'm saying?
Or are you upset?
But that's just. But you see, that's the whole shit right there. You are literally programming your partner to expect a certain behavior. And when it goes outside of that behavior, you automatically assume something's wrong. So to me, I rather avoid that, especially at my age, because I've seen it so many times where it's like, and you hear it. You even said yourself, you want to know the real you. That's the only reason I don't like the honeymoon phase, because I want to know the real you. Don't put on a front. Show me who you are, and I'll tell you who you is.
Wait, hold up. Two things. The first thing I want to mention is I never thought for a moment I would get used to calling my boyfriend like babe. I just thought, be like, okay, we're going to be one of those relationships where we call each other by our government name, and that's going to be it. Boy, was I wrong. And the second thing is, I can't believe you don't like the honeymoon phase.
No.
Or like, I'm sorry.
Moments.
Honeymoon moments.
Honeymoon moments.
Because you've been through it.
Because it's not only that. I feel like, in a relationship, it's a job. And I think I said this before, it's a 9 to 5. You don't get to call out. You don't get to call in sick. You got to constantly keep the ball going. This is a full-time job. Oh. And because it's like that, it is.
It is. It's just like, okay, you're talking and I'm just like, I can't believe it.
Doesn't it just like how?
What?
Why?
Okay, because sometimes, listen, sometimes when I look at my boyfriend, sometimes I just want to squish his cheeks and be like, oh my God. And just like have like an absolute emotional lovey-dovey moment.
There's nothing wrong with
completely
that.
Absurd. That's a honeymoon moment.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
But to me,
because, like,
that's you're calling a honeymoon moment. I think that's just being in a normal relationship.
It is.
But you know what I'm saying? I just don't put a title on it.
But if you feel like that's a moment that you appreciate, you're like, this is like, like, damn, babe, like in your head, you're like, okay, she told me about work is stressful. I'm going through shit. It's like, we're normal in the house. But damn, we just had a moment right now on breakfast where we just hugged, we kissed, we looked at each other.
An intimate moment.
This girl makes you want to cringe.
You value that, and that's your little honeymoon thing. Like, that's your moment. And you hold on to that moment for the rest of your day. So no matter what bullshit you come against,
I get what you're saying.
Like, normally you wouldn't baby talk to someone, but you're so in love with this girl where you're just like,
I'm not against you guys on that. I'm just saying for myself, I don't believe in that. To me, that is just a healthy, normal relationship.
I agree.
I just don't say it's a honeymoon thing because, in my opinion, that's just supposed to how you be. Because when you put a title on it, you know what I'm saying? You're separating it from what's going on in your relationship. Your relationship should be healthy like that from the get-go.
Of course.
But if you're gonna say honeymoon moment or honeymoon
I don't think
phase,
anyone should say that.
You get what I'm saying? I look at it sideways because the first thing that I think, because of my past experience, is it's not real. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just talking from my experience. When you say that it's not real in a relationship, I feel like there should be lovable moments as much as possible. I feel like you should be able to express yourself, hold the person, make them feel good. That comes with the territory. That comes with the job. You know what I'm saying? But when you label it as a honeymoon, so what the fuck do you call everything else? You get what I'm saying? This is just a relationship. Keep it a buck. Either it's all like that or it ain't nothing at all. Because then what ends up happening, not with you guys, but with toxic individuals, they hold on to that and hold that as weight to deflect when there's a problem.
I guess.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Because how many times you heard women, he don't do the things he used to anymore. He's not basically fulfilling my needs.
Never.
And what they hold on to is the honeymoon phase that they were going through. And because it's not consistent, they feel as if they're not as desirable to their partner, or their partner doesn't want them, or vice versa. When the man is not getting the same attention and affection from the female, he reverts back to that. And instead of understanding that people do change and things change in a relationship, you're holding on to that title, and that title could distraught you because it's what you're holding on to, but it's not real. Because once you realize that people have their flaws and people have their ways of thinking, and that they're not always going to be lovey-dovey, you basically holding on to that title is going to keep you from truly understanding. That's just my opinion.
Oh, it makes sense. But that scenario, right, where like, oh, this person changed, doesn't do this anymore, that comes down to what you said earlier. People get comfortable. Because at the end of the day, people want to get comfortable. Like, why the fuck do you want to be in fight and fight mode all the time? And you want to get comfortable.
I'm not saying it in that sense.
But when people get comfortable, that's when they stop doing what they did for them, and that's when they stop doing that. And then in the same time that's happening, the exact same time, both people are growing individually. So then nobody's communicating, right? Nobody's comfortable. Like, everybody's comfortable. Everybody wants to do extra effort, and then they're changing. So now they're different people. So by the time they want to do some effort, it's not even the same thing that they wanted to do or that the other person liked, because they already see what I'm saying. Like, it just comes down to, bro, just get to know the person at the beginning. Be friends. Like literally.
Well, I agree with that. But that's where, you know, not to go on a tangent, that's where it's fucked up because
you're gonna go on another way.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's like, let's be 100. For a lot of stories, they say want a good man, right? They got a nigga that's friend zoned already. The nigga, you know how many times it's like, oh, I wish, you know, you see it on the skits. Oh, I wish I could find a guy like you to be with. So date the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like,
I mean, no,
like,
para ellos, because if they want to choose to be like, no, you know, I want a guy like you. No, suffer in silence. Suffer in your agony.
But
we're not gonna stand. We are not gonna stand here and point all the fingers. And it's like, you know what? The guys who are like, oh, what about me? You know what? Boy, you deserve better. You deserve better than that girl because she clearly can't see, you know, what's in front of her, which is you, like a great guy. Mm-hmm. You know, there are women out here that love the toxic men, and there are men out here who love the toxic women. And it is what it is. You deserve better.
Well, look at the video that's going viral with that dumb chick, bro. Dude took, so get this, right? She decides to pull out her phone and start recording because the man she went on a date with took her to the Cheesecake Factory.
I love the Cheesecake Factory.
See how you say, so in the video, he pulls up, he goes out the car to open her door for her. She locks it. And he's like, is everything all right? She's like, you're taking me to the Cheesecake Factory? And he's like,
what the fuck?
Well, yeah. And she's like,
just bum as fuck.
You see how I look? I'm a beautiful woman, and you're taking me to a chain restaurant.
I just want you to know that she, one, was ugly, two, had purple lipstick on with a green dress.
I give her, honestly, and I'm not saying just without the attitude herself, I would rate her at a 3.
Like, she wasn't like no bad.
Yeah,
like,
but she's like, oh, you gotta dine and wine me. So here's why I love how Buddy handled it. He handled it as a true gentleman. And let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a woman, no matter how much she pisses you off, you gotta understand though, you gotta have self-respect. You don't lash out. Keep it 100 because the moment you allow that person to take you out of your character, you have given that person the edge over you, and you sometimes can't redeem yourself.
Trust me, I know you guys. I know it is infuriating to deal with a person who says shit like that, and all you want to do is just be like, yo, why are you such a fucking dumb bitch? Like, you know, go off on them. Because trust me, I get it. I'm petty as fuck. I want to go off sometimes too. But sometimes you gotta be the bigger person.
She took it to the 12th power.
Don't give him the ammunition, you know.
Well, in
like
the video,
Jason says.
She's like,
what does he say?
So she's recording the whole thing on live, and he's like, oh, are you recording? She's like, yeah. And he's like, is there a problem? She's like, oh, let's talk about it.
The video?
Yeah. So as she's talking about it, he goes back onto the car, and she's like, honey, do you see how I look? I'm not just somebody you take to a chain restaurant. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you're supposed to cater to me, blah, blah, blah. Misandrous like a motherfucker.
Bro.
Then here's where he put her in check, and I respect him for the way he did it. She was saying, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, there's some things that are questioned because when you walk in, mind you, before she said that, she wanted to go to a high-scale restaurant, like some exclusive shit. That's what she was demanding because she says she's a goddess and a queen. So then he gets back in the car, they're debating and whatnot, and she goes to him, you know, what do you think I am? You're not going to take me to a Cheesecake Factory, yo? Like, what the fuck? And he goes, well, if I may be honest, there's some things that is questionable. Like, we've been walking, you didn't want to put your arm with me, you didn't want to hold my hand, you know what I'm saying?
He's calling her out.
So her response, and I kid you not, is like, well, we're not there. We don't know each other like that.
What the fuck?
Well, no, it gets better. So he's like, even then, I told you, you know, you had me wait outside your house for an hour.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, I don't know you like that, and we haven't crossed that, and I ended up working late, so I couldn't even an hour. He told her 4 o'clock twice. But here's where he put her in check. So she's upset that she's going Cheesecake Factory. He's basically saying, you're saying we're not comfortable at the point to be holding hands to let me into your apartment. And he hit her with the truth. He's like, well, I had to work. I didn't think it was going to be, you know, take that long. Plus, you're the man. And he's like, you want to know where I was going to take you? He was going to take her to a high scale restaurant. But the reason they didn't go, because when he told her to be ready at 4, she decided to take an hour, making them lose the reservations. So actually, freaking Cheesecake Factory was a second option because she fucked up by not basically listening to him and taking him serious and being ready when he asked her to. Then here's where it gets fucking crazy.
We love it.
Right? Not only does he throw that in her face, he hits her with like, I understand that you may not be comfortable to hold hands and basically hold my arm and whatnot, but how is it that you want me to go full deck out and dine and wine you, and you yourself said we're not even at that level for me to even be taking you to a high scale restaurant according to your your logic, that if we're not connected like that, if we don't know each other like that already. So he handled it like a G.
Mama,
they're
be
on. We're
famous.
on. Woo, woo.
Bro, 190.
Let me go ahead and post this back up, letting people know that.
That's literally more views than all my work.
I don't see no image. Okay.
Hold up, we're going back. We're going back.
Is the audio good?
We're going back. It should be.
All right, yo, real talk, yo. We want to apologize. We had some technical difficulties going on with the networking system here at the office. We apologize. We thank you guys for staying tuned in and rocking with us. I'm gonna continue the story regarding with the situation I was saying. So, shorty that was basically in the car with the guy on the date, he basically made it clear that you fucked up the reservations. But by her logic, if you're gonna tell a man that you don't know him enough to invite him to your apartment, you don't know him enough to hold his hand or hold his arm in public, but yet you want him to dine and wine you as if you already met those accolades, is not only entitlement, selfishness, but straight up gold digger vibes. And the reason why I respect him so much and the way he handled it, he told her straight up, I don't ask for much, but since you want to, put everything on video, we're going to end this date and I'm going to take you home. And in her face was instant regret. She's like, but we could basically agree to disagree. You don't want to basically, compromise with each other. She wanted to compromise, but at that point, there's nothing to compromise because number one, appreciate any man who's willing to take time out his day to basically take you somewhere nice. Just like men, appreciate any woman to take time out her day, get herself dressed up in order to spend time with you. Yep. But the fact that she could sit there and think she's the fucking prize, and then she's like, you ladies believe this? The internet ate her ass up because most women would want a guy who's going to basically take them out. It don't matter where it is. And the fact is, she was going to go to a nice dinner, but she couldn't even take accountability that she intentionally made this man wait an hour where she ruined the plans for herself. And most men, true or not, would have canceled the date right there and ever. True. Especially putting that much effort to make a reservation and you're going to take an hour to get ready. And then on top of that, you're going to be acting stank. And for you to say, we're not there yet, but yet you're there enough for him to basically spend a bag on you. Damn. You're fucking delusional as fuck. And that's literally what's out there. It's not, listen, this whole thing, I'm a prize and you should feel honored to take me out. Cut the bullshit. Because when it comes down and dirty with it, men could buy a prostitute, they could buy a maid, they could get everything that they want from a woman by paying. And that means everything that you're arguing about as being a woman is irrelevant because it's already for sale. When a man takes you out, he really wants to get to know you. This was a genuine dude because most men, as foul as it is, would have left her there. They wouldn't even have taken her home. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It really made women look bad, especially black women, because of the way she was going at it for us black queens and all that. It's like, yo, where's your accountability? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you weren't even going to pay for the fucking meal. But to say that I'm not just anybody, I look too good for you to be taking me to a chain restaurant. I'm sorry. Your way of thinking, are you paying for the meal? Are you the one who's basically going out their way to set things up? Are you the one who asks him out on a date? And that's where it's like, yo, shut the fuck up and appreciate the hard work a man's fucking doing. Because the truth is, a lot of shorties out here in this day and age got shit misconstrued. Just because a nigga like you don't mean that he needs you. And that's where shit get real fucking twisted. And these shorties out here got it real fucked up. Not all women. We're talking about the majority that we see out here in 2023. I think we said it 1,000 times before. Men out here are looking for that 90s type of love and hookup culture, and that's what fucks the game up. Shorties have the game jacked up because not only social media, but you guys have something to compare onto the next. Allow me to explain, right? Instead of valuing what you got at home, you're seeing what the next person's doing, and you basically put that as a wager to what you got good for you. And that's where it's like, yo, what happened to the point where it's like you appreciate what you got and you say fuck everything else, but you want the attention, just like Shorty put it on Instagram and Facebook Live to try to demasculate this man, and it bit her in the ass. It's called being appreciative. No one has to take you out. If you're a prize, the only way you're a fucking prize is if you shit out fucking golden eggs out your ass at command. That's the only way I'm looking at you, as you're a fucking prize. But you breathe like me, you bleed like me, therefore we are the same. And just because I'm a man doesn't make me better than you either. It's just understand the one thing that is true value is time. And if I take time out my day to spend it to you and check on you and let you know that I'm being attentive to you, that should be basically received as genuine and appreciative coming from whether it's the male or the female. And because of that, shit is fucked up. So he dropped her dumbass home and she ended up having a look of defeat on her face. And it's not because she's ugly, in my opinion. It's her attitude is ugly. Like you literally made women, you literally showed why so many men choose to be by themselves. Can you imagine that if you cook for your man, you spent slaving in the kitchen, he comes home and he's like, I'm just not anybody. You're going to feed me this? Why didn't you make me a 4-course meal? You're going to be like, yo, what the fuck? How disrespectful can you be? Yep. I took the time out of my day to cook you something, to make you feel loved, and you're looking at the fucking fact that you didn't get what you wanted instead of what you were blessed to even receive. Fuck you, bro. Yep. Straight up, fuck you. And that's why a lot of men like myself choose to opt to be alone. It's not that we hate you. It's not that we don't like you. We just understand that we're not anybody's meal ticket. Because already, if we show interest in a woman, again, all she has to do is show up. This is not that whole you pay 50, I pay 50. No, all you have to do is show up. And because a lot of women know that, they try to take advantage of it. How many times do you hear these shorties like, yo, a man got to make 100K, 200K, 300K. Oh my God, bro. You don't even qualify for the type of man you're looking for. Bro. Working, you don't even work. Shit is sad, bro.
I saw a video on Twitter. This dude walking around with his phone, just asking questions. And he stopped these 2 girls. And again, look, I'm not the most handsome guy.
I ain't the cutest nigga, but I put in work.
I ain't ugly. Like, I'm not horribly ugly either, right? But those 2 girls were like average, right? Because I'm average. I could be like, it was average. Okay. Right? Cool. The guy asked them, how much would a guy need to make to be with you? One of those girls said 600K.
The other one said 300. I saw that one.
Oompa Loompa. And the other one was just a regular ass girl. But 600,
embarrassing.
Are you making? And then one was like, oh, the one that was like, because I'm gonna be a doctor in the future or something, so he has to match my thing, like my income.
Yeah, it's like you're not even there yet. The worst shit is you find so many immature girls, because there's still good women out there. Let's be 100. There are still good women out there, so do not get it twisted. They're all not like this. But how many times do you hear that it's like, well, I need somebody who can match my level. Match your level. Okay. Say you make more than me. But here's the truth. Can you fix a car like I can? Can you fix household items like I can? Can you take the strong side like I am? So clearly we're not equal. Value what you have. Value what I have. Meet me halfway. That is true compromise. It's never going to be full even. Because if you look at statistics, those who make the same amount of money are in that tax brackets of 6 figures, their divorce rate is high as shit because unfortunately, in most cases, they come home to compete with each other. When truthfully, nobody who's in their right mind, who wants a healthy relationship, wants to compete with their partner, whether it's male or female. You're supposed to be my fortress of solitude. I'm supposed to be your fortress of solitude. This is where you come to decompress. And these shorties out here is fucking crazy. Just like these men out here, if you're taking a shorty out on a date and you think that entitles you to sex, be a man and buy a prostitute, my nigga. But you won't do that, will you? So you're just as bad if you think taking a shorty out to an expensive dinner entitles you to sex. It does not. Nobody owes you anything. There's no more genuine, sincere caring when it comes to getting to know people. And it's really unfortunate because in this hookup culture, all you're doing is basically wasting the time. And that time you're not going to get back. Because how many times we've seen shorties meet my age and now they're really thinking about hard consequences of having a family, doing it right. And the most fucked up statement is, if he can't handle me at my worst, he doesn't deserve to have me at my best. Well, the truth is you should be working to be at your best every fucking day, whether you're dealing with somebody or not. That's called self-devotion and self-discipline. And the fact that this generation doesn't have it, both male and female, you deserve to deal with the bullshit that you're going through personally. Fuck that lady.
Period.
I call it how I sees it.
Yo, this whole story.
I completely forgot that it was just about the cheesecake lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I remember, dealing with shorty, man.
That shit got you bitter.
Yo,
it's not that I'm bitter. It's just I'm a grown man. I'm not here to play fucking games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I make great money. I'm financially stable. But that's not, here's the thing. Money can't fix my problems. You get what I'm saying? Money is necessity. But what I need is somebody who could bring peace of mind, who's going to motivate me to be a better version of myself. Show me that you have my back. I can't give you the world, but truth is I can make you my world. And once I feel that women understand that completely dealing with a real man, shit gets properly understood and you can be at peace. But as long as you're competing with social media, you're never going to be satisfied. I know I'm going to rattle some fucking nipples in a twist right now, but that whole saying, God gave women eyebrows, they cut, reshape them. God gave women lips, they cut, reshape them. God gave women breasts, they cut, reshape them. God gave them ass, they cut, reshape them. So if the creator himself cannot satisfy a woman, what the fuck makes you think you as a man can do the same? Yeah. This is why I say women need to feel wanted, men need to be loved. It's not saying all women are the same, but true men, real men, we understand you're not always going to look the way you look. That's why we fall in love, real men, not these suckers out here, fall in love with you as a person, as a whole, soul ties. We fall in love with your aura, your energy, because we understand not everything's going to last. But men don't receive that. You only care about what we can do for you. And even though you may not think that way, you yourself wouldn't be with a bum nigga. You at least want to be with somebody who has ambitions and wants to make a better version of themselves, right? So what does that mean? Why are you like that? Because you eventually want a man who can hold his own and bring value to your life. And just as much as you want to have somebody bring value to your life, us as men want the same thing. But when we ask for it, we're labeled misogynistic. We're labeled as the fucked up ones. Two wrongs don't make a fucking right, bro. And that's where I get tired with this shit. I'm not talking about these fresh and fit and these red pill niggas. Fuck them guys. Because the truth is, the same dudes who be talking shit about all these OnlyFans and whatnot, they're the same dudes subscribing. Most of them ain't never been in a real relationship. Most of them never been in love. This is why you got to be careful with whose advice you seek, because guess what? If I give you advice, cool, but I don't feel what you feel. I'm not tied to the person you're talking about emotionally. So I can only tell you what I would do in a conscious mind. But because you have emotions, you are now impaired because your emotions get the best of you, which is what keeps you at bay from reacting the way you naturally would, because you care for the person. So be careful whose advice you seek. And you really have to disconnect from the world in order to have a healthy relationship. Because as long as you're comparing the world to your relationship, you're never truly going to value what the fuck you got. And that is a cold-hearted fact.
You think that's why relationships lasted longer back in before social media came out, phones?
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, there was no temptation. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about back in the day, relationships were more sustainable because there was no distractions. You know what I'm saying? I remember I saw a passage that says, yo, my grandfather always gave the check to his wife. Why? So she saw how much she makes, so she was never disappointed. Let's be honest. Everybody wishes to be a millionaire. Everyone wishes to have money. Not everyone's going to get there. You know what I'm saying? You got to try your hardest. The satisfaction is knowing that you gave it your all. But mainly, a man wants to take care of the person he loves, just like a woman wants to take care of what she loves. But the love is tainted because of the current situation of our generation of temptation in itself. You know what I'm saying? I said it before. I have no problem losing the woman I'm dealing with to a better man. When I say better, he has to beat me across the board, not just on looks, but off what he has built for himself. I still would be hurt, but to know that I lost to a better man, I would have to eat that. That's why they say get your weight up. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's always been like that. But now it's backwards because shorties think, oh, yeah, I'm still a bad bitch. No, the fuck you not. And one of the things that I want to say is most women have failed relationships because of their mother. A lot of them do. Not all, but their mother is the reason why the relationship fails, especially if they're a single mother. Because what you got to understand, when you go out with your mother, guess what? You're competing for the same man. So who's going to get to it first? Is she really going to feed you the right information if she's going for the same caliber of man?
I hope so.
Your mother is naturally your competitor. Think about it. Daddy's little girl, mama's little boy. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, women beef with their mothers. Not always, but in most cases. Fathers beef with their sons. It's titled, you know what I'm saying? This is my house, my rules. So you have to watch about who's feeding you the information. And so many times relations go stray because of who they listen to instead of following the gut instincts. That's why they say your friends will keep you single if they're single. Be careful. And that works for both male and females. Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What can I say that Jason hasn't already said?
Yeah, I kind of went in.
Final thoughts?
He said it probably.
Yeah.
They're in there. My thoughts are his.
Took the word right out of my mouth.
What can I say? What can I even add to that? I mean, that was like, that's the kind of speech that like you say before you go, like Rome was like taking over. Like that's like, what do we beat? What do we say?
What's the next topic? Do we have another one?
Yes, we do. Okay. Oh, something that I really want to do before we close out is the little game that we had talked about where you give me scenarios and I have to basically say how petty can you be?
Okay. Scenario.
Give me a scenario and I'll tell you how petty I can possibly be.
Okay. So scenario is you're at work, right? Your coworker asks you to take their shift. Amongst you agreeing to take their shift, they basically word it off as they're not calling out because they know if they call out, they're going to get looked at. They literally tell the boss man that they gave you their shift to help you out because you were falling on hard times. And that's the only reason you got their shift, not because they needed it off. They told you a whole different story. It brought up to your attention where your boss now tells you, you should have told me you were dealing with hard times. So-and-so tell me they gave you their shift to help them out. And, you know, for them to help you out. Do you tell them that it's because they're lying to you? Or do you basically take the lie and you deal with the person? And if you deal with the person, how would you deal with them?
What the fuck?
What the hell?
Yeah, you tell them that they're lying. Like, do I look broke to you? Me. Do I look like
so you're telling the boss like they lied about the whole thing?
I'm like, oh, and I mean, on some real shit. But like, first of all, you know what I'm saying, look, if it's a little lie, it don't affect me, don't bother me, don't care. But you're not gonna tell our boss that I'm broke and that I'm falling on hard times because you don't like what? For what?
But people do that shit,
right? Because people are fucking weird out here, right? So you tell your boss that employee is a fucking moron. I mean, him right here. Dropped on the head as a baby because who even would make that up? Who wouldn't come over here and be like, no, he just didn't want to come in, so I took his shift.
Yo, I did tell the manager, I'd be like, we were supposed to switch days. Why would this person tell you such
outlandish,
an absurd lie? And then you know what? I'd go up to the person.
How petty would you be though? Like, what would you do that would make you petty?
I'm going up to I'm either going.
How do you retaliate? In other words,
I don't know, bro, because I like to just.
But like, I don't know, because it doesn't. That's not a situation that would get me mad or like in trouble.
Yeah, like
I'd just be confused. I'd be like, "What the hell?" Like, I'm like, look broke.
Just bring him back into the office, but just bring him back. Let me ask him. Let me ask him for myself in front of you. Like, yo, bro, talk. Do I look broke to you, bro? I paid for your lunch yesterday. I'm talking about I'm broke.
Oh yeah,
take your shift.
I'd probably call that person into the office.
Yeah, be like, let's embarrass you in front of everybody here. Come on, and I'm gonna make sure that
so you put him on front display.
Of course.
All right. Coworker eats your food.
But make spicy food next time.
With laxatives. Oh,
spicy with laxatives. They will shit themselves before they make it to the bathroom.
So you wouldn't look to see who do it. You would just put a sabotage food in there
because the same person who did it isn't gonna do it again.
Actually, wait. If I have to put in too much work to find out who did it, I would probably just give up and just make the laxative food and put it in there. If I found out who it was,
you gotta fight them after work.
I would want to like approach and be like, like very upset, like those are my food, whatever. But I would have to collectively gather my thoughts.
I don't know.
And be like, I'm gonna make food that looks so good that appears delicious as fuck, and when they eat it, laxatives.
My question: how many strikes do I have with HR at this point,
dude?
Because if I have 0 HR strikes, I'm calling them a bitch, a hoe, you fat piece of shit. Why are you eating my food? I mean, literally, go take me to HR because I have no rights. But now, if it's like 1 or 2, then I gotta be like, I gotta whisper it and be like, yo, eat that shit again. I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, something I would get away with, something I would totally get away with because I'm a girl. And I don't have a resting bitch face. I don't think I do. So I would definitely get on the walkie and I would start crying on command. And I'd be like, guys, who ate my food? I haven't eaten all day and I'm about to pass out. Who ate this food? This and that. And I would let everybody know, damn, who ate Nat's food? La pobrecita, like she's hungry. Look how skinny she is. She needs to eat. And now she's crying, like tears are coming out, and she's like, you know,
Jesus Christ, you got this whole mapped out.
But I don't know if we're on walkies though.
You rue the day
But
that you
I'll
ate
be
my
real with you.
food.
You guys might think I'm crazy, but if you ate my food, I would find out who did it. I would grab them, and now I'm going to sit you down. You're going to eat it. Eat the fucking food. I would bring food again. I'm like, since you want it. So here's the thing.
Intimidating as fuck.
Yeah,
I would make you fucking eat it in front of it. No, like eat it, nigga. God. What's the difference? Because here's the thing why it's so critical.
Oh my God.
Because when someone eats your food, that person literally has to say, fuck the person who owns this food.
Yeah.
That's literally what has to take place. Because you know it doesn't belong to you. You know it doesn't belong to you. So for that second in your head, you're like, fuck this person. I'm going to eat this shit anyways. And I'm not no person to be saying fuck you to. So you will eat this shit in front of me. Watch you eat it. And as soon as you finish, I'm going to beat the brakes off your ass.
Damn.
Straight up. Because I want you to savor every last bite and know why it almost cost you life when I beat the life out of you.
Damn.
Straight up. I have no mercy. I don't care. Because that is one of the most disrespectful things you can do is take what doesn't belong to you and literally wipe it with your ass. Only foul pieces of shit like that. That's why 50 Cent said it best. I hate a liar more than I hate a thief. A thief is after my salary. A thief is after my reality. So if you caught lying to me, ooh, child. Oh, man. I'm about to turn into fucking Dub C and West Side Connection. We gonna learn today. And you can be bigger than me. Yeah. But guess what? You're gonna have to work your ass off to fuck me up because I'm about to go 8 mode on your ass. Yeah. I'm petty as hell.
Especially the person who's upset that the food got eaten versus the person just eating some food.
No, you're a very like, no, I'm gonna be the bigger person. Like you are the bigger person type person. So I know you're petty. I know you're petty, but you're not the type to act petty. In some situations, you act like the bigger person, which sometimes infuriates me because it's like, first of all, like, ¿quién le manda a esa persona acting like a fucking fool? Like, be petty sometimes. Fuck it.
I got one. Right? Switch shifts, right? But like, don't say nothing. But like, yeah, you know, shit happens. My fault, boss. I'm gonna get right. You go, you hit them up later, but like, I need to switch shifts for this week. So the thing is, you take the first shift. Like, you take theirs first, right? So when it's time for, they take yours first, right? So they cover your business now. You got to go take theirs. No show. You don't show up. Nobody cut. Since they don't want to do it, don't tell nobody. You just don't show up. Yo, what happened to Carl? Oh man, Jason was gonna cover me. No, I wasn't. No, he didn't tell me anything. I took care of my shift. I don't know, but look, I'm coming into that too. I'll be there.
Damn. But that, you see, that would only work in cases where jobs like where you don't really speak to management, because in most jobs, when you want to switch shifts with someone, you have to let the manager know that you're going to. Because then if you do end up, like if the manager knows you're switching shifts, what was supposed to be Jason's shift is now your shift, and you don't show, that's on your responsibility. So I feel like that only works in jobs.
Right,
like,
maybe corporate. You can't, you can't, no boss involved. Shit. Like you just between.
Okay, I have another one for you guys.
Right? Tell me.
You guys are in a group project. The person that you're teamed up with unfortunately had to bail because of family emergency. So you end up doing the project yourself. Okay. You leave the name on it because you're looking out. Ends up doing exceptionally well. And upon basically turning it in, the person who wasn't helping you takes full credibility. He's like, yeah, it was just came to me in a dream. I'm happy that we did it. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was the right thing to do. They take ownership of your hard work. How do you handle it?
Am I in front of everybody?
I'd probably cry again.
I'm in front of everybody.
Yeah, I would probably cry.
Let it be.
You're gonna let it be?
I would make that person feel uncomfortable.
Why would you let it be?
I'm still getting my A for exceptional work. Let it be.
Oh wait, are we still getting our A?
Because there's certain things
they're just getting all the recognition, and then to add toppings to it, the boss says you need to be more like them, man. You could learn something from them.
Like you're absolutely right. I really wish they were there with me while I was doing the projects. I could have learned more from them. Don't set me up, bro. Shit. Don't set me up for it because I'll sell you. But at the end of the day, nah, bro. Look, sometimes you know what I've learned in life.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Life. Fuck.
Dude, what? Okay. Now it just came to me. Depending on what the group project is about, there's something that you learned that this person didn't learn because obviously you put in the work. So you stand there next to the person who's taking all the credit, and you're like, Yeah. I mean, I feel like this person did such a great job. You know, the hardest part was learning about this. Why don't you tell the professor? You know,
Put him on front.
Put him on
Street.
front. Tell the professor, like, you know, obviously the PowerPoint and the analysis and the document states this information. You put in so much effort, making that part and typing it up. Why don't you explain to the professor what was your thought process?
You know how petty I am.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I get customers, right, and they'll be like, "Well, I'm only bringing it here because, you know, I don't have time to do it myself." Mind you, but you got time to watch me do it. So I fuck with them and like, so you try to take it apart. He's like, yeah, man, but it was too tight. I'm like, did you release the flux capacitor? Yeah, man, I forgot about that. You forgot about the flux capacitor? That's from fucking Back to the Future.
That's just not real.
That's how, like, I encourage the behavior because I want to see how deep they go down the rabbit hole. I'm like, yo, this nigga is really serious. He believes in the flux capacitor.
Okay, wait. Let me tell you something, Pet. Okay. I mean, I guess you could say it's petty. It's just something that's very, like, I'm very thorough in my job, you know, verbal confirmation. At least today, like, this customer gave me a little papelito, a little slip. And this slip, looking at it, I assume I know what this means. I know what it means. Looking at it, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what this means and what type of service I need to do. But he just gave it to me and he didn't say anything. And I'm like, and then at the end, when I finished his transaction, he was like, I gave it back to him. And he's like, oh, why are you giving this back to me?
You didn't say anything, bitch.
And I had this confused look on my face. And he was like, oh, I thought you knew what this meant. And I'm like, you want to do this? I verbally confirmed with him. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, oh, because you did. And I told him in a very professional, nice way. I was like, oh, because, you know, you didn't mention anything. You know, I like to verbally confirm with the customer the type of service that I'm doing. So that way, you know, there's no mistakes. Is there anything wrong with saying that? No, there is not. And he was like, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like, he was trying to kill me with kindness. And I'm like, bro, yeah.
Some people got nerves.
And then he brought something, and then he made another comment, and then I just stayed quiet because I'm like doing my job. And then he's like, sure, you're just going to stay quiet? No, you're right. You're right. And then I still stayed quiet. He's like, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm just going to drop it. This and that, whatever. And there was customers in line staring at me. And sometimes I'm like that too. I'm like, I confirm with the customer. So just to confirm, you wanted this, and this, right? Yes. Okay, press this button to confirm exactly what you just told me. They press it at the end. No, I told you this. And I'm like, you told me this, and that. You press the button to confirm. And now you meant this other thing? Yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. No, I can go ahead and restart that for you. But since I closed the session, I need you to restart everything all over again.
Sometimes you got to talk to them slow. I remember we had a customer. Remember Circus City? All right, so we have Geek Squad. They had something called Fire Dog. And I shit you not. Jamie, there was a dude named Jamie I was working with. This is when I was running DI. And she comes in with a flyer. And she's like, I need this cable. Jamie replies, we don't have it. She literally goes, hello, knocks on this boy's head. Hello, where do you think I'm at?
And bitch.
This is like 2008. Like, customers are nasty. So he stands back and he's like, ma'am, this is Best Buy. And the flyer you have is for Circus City. You think she apologized?
No, she probably got more mad.
She got upset and storms out as if we did something wrong. And I gave it, I'm like,
this
dude,
fucking bitch.
I understand, but that shows how, imagine that. Now society's like that times 20.
Yep.
You came to the wrong store and you go, hello. It's like the time I had a old white lady. She's like, oh, you're pretty smart for a brown boy.
Dude, wait,
I didn't even get offended because I'm like, yo, she's old.
Would it be offensive if in that situation, you know, she knocks on your head, hello, is there anybody in there?
Oh, I'm punching her in the throat.
Would it be offensive if I say, ma'am, this is Best Buy. That players for Circuit City. Like that thing all dumb and shit. Would that be offensive?
No, that would be matching her. That'd be matching her energy.
Because she's knocking on my head like I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, I'm gonna act like a fucking idiot. But I don't know if it's offensive.
Fuck me up. She didn't even apologize. She just, it's like you saw the immediate embarrassment of her face, and she's just like, well, you can be more professional, and storms out. And I'm like,
people who get
mad, because people that get mad and they get, like when they get embarrassed and they get more mad. They're dumb, bro. I had the worst customers go to what's it called? Rental services.
Oh God.
Like the absolute worst. When I worked at Hertz, we had this guy. First of all, everybody goes for like the small cars.
Mhm.
And then when they get there, they want you to be like, oh, we don't have any more small cars. Here's your free upgrade. So when you have the small car, they're like, oh, do you guys have anything else? No, this is what you ordered.
Reserved.
This is literally
You can pay a price difference.
You can upgrade it for sure, but it's not like I'm gonna just give you a bigger car. We had one guy. We closed at 6. Right? We closed at 6. Right? Because why would you need to rent a car at 9 p.m.? Right? It's gonna kill somebody.
Murder.
Right.
Oh
So we closed at 6. Some guy came in at 5. Requesting an SUV like Tahoe, fucking Suburban.
Those are full size SUVs. Those are
right. I'm like,
cheap.
We don't have that. He's like, it's in my reservation. I said, you made this 10 minutes ago. We don't have this. He's like, but you guys accepted my reservation.
No, you processed it.
It literally went through the system. Doesn't mean we have it. Well, what do you guys have? Not that. I have sedans. He was like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? I ordered an SUV. I said, sir, I can go out back. I can cut those sedans in half. I can connect them. Then you can have multiple rows of seats. But it's going to take much longer for me to do that than to just put you in a regular car. I'm giving you 2 cars for the price of one.
Bro.
Storms out. I had one lady at Hertz, because we had 2 locations. At the second location, by the dealership, it was, 8, 9 in the morning. Very early. I go in at 7. So 8, 9 in the morning. And she comes inside. And there's like already 2 people sitting in there being taken care of. They're waiting for the car to like be cleaned and be dropped off. And then I just don't remember exactly what she was bitching about, but she was in there bitching about her rental, the price, all this shit, right? And if you know me, you know I don't care. You can bitch forever. The more you bitch, I think like my soul gets happier, my heart grows in size. It's like I'm having a blast. If you're having a horrible day, I'm loving it. So she's like starts to storm out, and then she turns around. She's like, "No, I'm gonna call your corporate office." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, but do it outside. Get the fuck out of my office." What?
Bro,
you think she called corporate? You think I got in trouble for that shit?
No, but
bro,
here's the thing. But people are so entitled in today's world.
Call corporate.
It's like almost just because the whole saying the customer's overright, I will tell you that is pure utter bullshit.
Nope.
For all you guys out there that work 9 to 5s like ourselves, don't let nobody disrespect you, because at the end of the day, you don't deserve that. Always staying firm for yourself, regardless of what may be the outcome. Because guess what? If you don't, you'll be going home asking yourself, what if? Understand, there's been certain times where customers are going through something, and I get it. People are upset. I'm understandable, but at the same time, my mindset, you could yell at my guys, but you could yell at me. And it's just like most people, believe it or not, just want to be heard. So before we close out, where can they find you, love?
All right, you guys, you can find me on, I was trying to check what cameras. You can find me on Instagram, Natalie, 2 I's, 2 E's, _01.
Yeah. Where can they find you, cuz?
DMs. Wink. Just kidding. I will Asian on Instagram.
Wink, wink.
And in your DMs. And you already know, man, it's your gearhead, Mr. Logic. You can find me at Logic142. Just letting you know I will be out there this week, Hard Rock and Blackbird. So check your boy, yo.
You know, I went to the Hard Rock for the first time the other day. It was amazing. The parking was free. You know, the casinos were nice.
It's cool out there.
It was so cool.
I've never been, but like I shot a video in like the parking lot.
Rolling Loud?
No. It's like the actual casino area. I was like parked under where the parking lot is. I don't know. But like it led straight to the casino. And I remember how cool it looked because the artist was running from the casino.
Oh shit!
He was just like on his way here. Like, I'll never forget it because like he didn't have any reason to run. Like we're in a rush or anything. And he was just like, "I'm on my way." I was like, "All right, cool."
Wait, I have a question.
Cool
I know there's a pool area, but you can't go in there unless you're a resident.
It's for
it's for dare. It's for guests. They do parties and shit. You have to buy a ticket though. They're like $15-$20.
No, and the pool, just to go in the pool, like just chill.
It's
like no party.
It's like the Fountain Blue shit. Like you have to pay.
You just have to pay to gain access.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
$15-$20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not expensive at all.
No way.
But, guys, if this is your first time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Yo, we thank you for basically partnering up with us. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience. Just to let you know, shit happens, dog, but we appreciate y'all still getting it out with us. And as you know, this is one thing for sure, two things for certain. Holla.
I can't find the end stream. Oh, I found it. Bye.